Hey guys, today I want to talk about Demon Hunter, DPS Demon Hunter, HAVOC Demon Hunter. I want to make this here a little general guide about how to play the class, the spec, what is important to think about it. I don't want to go like super deep dive into Mythic Plus, super deep dive into raiding or whatever, or PvP. I just want to talk about HAVOC Demon Hunter in general, what is important like stat priority, builds, rotation, enchants, the gear, some general tips about how to play the classes. So definitely a little bit more general, but Demon Hunter DPS guide. And I prepared a cheat sheet where everything is like together in one place, so you don't need something else, but for sure there are other good guides out everywhere. You know, the usual sites like Icy Veins, Wowhead, and I also linked them on my cheat sheet because definitely give that guys the credit that they deserve. Alright, let us pull up the cheat sheet. This is how it looks, everything together in one place. I want to make it short, but with enough information that you need to play the Demon Hunter DPS at the moment in Dragonflight. WoW. It's a very strong class at the moment. S tier in everything, S tier in raiding, S tier in Mythic Plus, S tier in PvP arena, everything. It's awesomely strong. It already got a super small nerf, or it will get a super small nerf, but that nerf is doing very less harm to you. So don't freak out about it, just go for it if you like Demon Hunter, if you want to play a bottom class in Dragonflight. First topic that I want to talk about is a very general topic. It's stat prio. It's interesting because you have two different stat priors for single target and AoE fights. So for sure, always here's the stat prio here on the top left corner. For sure, always is important. Agility is a primary stat. There's no need to talk about it. First important, or most important stat. Secondary stat is crit strike. Crit strike. Go for it on every piece that you can find. Second one is then the interesting one. Haste for single target and mastery for AoE. And haste is even the last prio or for AoE, and mastery is here after haste, the third most important secondary stat. So you have two different sets if you want to have them perfectly, but at the end of the day, crit and mastery for AoE, crit and haste for single target. That means always crit, most important stat for you. Most important secondary stat. So that leads us to the topic. I want to keep it here short. That leads us to the topic, the specs, the builds, what you can play, single target and AoE. You can here see the two different specs, single target and AoE. And don't get me wrong, they are not like... I mean, we have now this very nice skill tree, it looks good, it feels good, it gives you the feeling that you decide a lot of different things. But if you give it a little bit of an overlook, you see that they are kind of looking the same, especially this side, the Demon Hunter side, and then the HAVOC side is a little bit more different for sure, single target and AoE wise. But just to give you one info here about it, it's like with the AoE spec you can still make decent damage on single target, and with the single target spec you can make very decent damage in AoE fights. Don't get me wrong. What is the big difference? If I want to tell you a super short difference, it is the AoE spec is a little bit more around immolation aura, and the single target spec is a little bit more for uptime for your demonic form to make the single targets stronger in that case. So that's the big difference. That's why you see here a little bit more into the eye beam things for the demonic and stuff like this, and here's the immolation aura tree is here that you go down, and the fell blades and stuff like this. So that's the difference at the end of the day. Rotation, I mean, the rotation, you can see it here, single target and AoE. It's two different rotations. You can see it here. For example, you don't even have Throw Clave in your AoE spec, even if you think like, hey, that could be not that bad AoE wise, but it makes no sense when you go for that AoE spec that I'm going here for. Single target rotation is definitely highly valued around meta, I-beam, blade dance, and then for sure getting as much annihilations out as you can. Annihilations and Chaos Strike is your biggest damage output single target wise that you have to get out. AoE is a little bit different. In that case you have the sigil that is definitely makes no sense single target wise, but it's very strong AoE wise. Immolation Aura, precasting it, going in, you see Immolation Aura is here a little bit more down. In here are the two most important things to start the fight, and then for sure Fan Blade, I-beam to trigger meta, Essence Break into Death Sweep, into the next meta with another Death Sweep, Annihilation, I-beam. That would be the perfect rotation for AoE. Super quick, I will put you now two AoE fights that I had. I think one is like 6 targets and the other one is like just only 2 targets, and then you will see the rotation. Maybe it's not perfectly done. It was my first, I think my first mythic dungeon, so don't get me wrong, but I will put them right now. The next 1 or 2 minutes is the 2 times the example for an AoE rotation. Okay, let's see what we can do AoE wise. Try to start with the sigil, recasting it, there's a good crew together. Go in.
I'm out of range.
I-beam. Let's.
I can't do that.
Look at this, everything is dying so quick. Yeah, I want to show already on only 2 targets you can make massive damage. And look at this. Alright, we are back. Maybe I forgot it at the start. Maybe I should also talk about the strength and the weakness at the beginning of the video, but I will do it right now. It's not an important what is first. I think stat Prio is a very important thing. Specs is a very important thing. Everything at the end of the day is important, so now let us come to the strength and weaknesses. Like you can see it here, powerful burst on short cooldowns, strong and frequently usable cooldowns, that's definitely massive. And what I think is a very nice point here, self-healing, great passive magic damage reduction, okay, everything good. What is very important is consistent AoE damage. If you play Demon Hunter, or if you have a Demon Hunter in your group, what you will see is that maybe there will be 2 or 3 pulls where other DPS will top the damage meters, but a Demon Hunter can make a high amount of AoE damage on every pull, and it's super consistent. It's just super consistent, and that makes it so strong. Nice mobility, Chaos Brand, what is super strong in groups later on. I mean, you definitely need a Demon Hunter in the raid for that, but also later on for caster groups, it's very strong. Weakness, okay, poor mitigation against physical damage. Meta, you know, is a little bit 3-minute cooldown is a little bit hard. Momentum for you and a melee, but okay. So you see very less weaknesses, a lot of strengths. It's just a very good class, like I again told you, S tier on everything at the moment. Let's come to the gear. Gear, I mean, I don't want to talk a lot about it. Here's only just a small list from dungeon gear that you can now collect in the next 1 week that is coming up before everything is starting. Mythic Plus is starting, raiding is starting in a week. I think it's the 12th of December. So that's why I only put here dungeon things. Here's a nice list with good things for you, and here are trinkets for you that makes a lot of sense to collect them if you can. Besides that, you know, item level overall, because your primary stat is the most important. After this, crit, and then depending on single target or AoE, haste or mastery. Next point is gems, enchants, consumes. I mean, enchants, here you can see weapon. I would go for single target for the HAVOC Devotion, and I think, I mean, there needs to be a little bit more testing maybe, but I think for AoE is Frozen Devotion the best one. Let us look here up. What is it doing? Permanently enchants a weapon to sometimes radiate ice, dealing blah 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 frost damage split between enemies in front of you. Damage is increased for each enemy struck up to 5 enemies. So that sounds definitely strong for me in AoE fights. HAVOC Devotion is primary stat, and you can see here I just copied that from one of the written guides that I credit here on the top. These are the other enchants. I think they are pretty clear, but what is maybe nice that you can see here there are some cheaper versions. Very good work from the guys. Files and potions. There's the file, the elemental chaos. The pot is the ultimate power. Heal pot, the refreshing healing pot, and there's a rune, a new one, buzzing rune. I mean, that's it. That's all what you need. Yeah. Gear-wise, later on, I will put new trinkets. Then, if we have everything, all raid, all mythic plus, all information together, I will add here the trinkets that maybe will be the strongest to shine. But at the moment, I have a good feeling about these two for AoE fights. These two are general good, single target and AoE-wise. They are very strong, these two. So you should try to get 2 of those 4. Maybe a mix of them would be nice, and yeah, that's it. Alright, there's the Discord, the Demon Hunter Discord is also linked, the Fellhammer Discord. Like I said, here again, here are the written guides from the guys from Icy Veins and Wowhead. Definitely give it a look. Today I wanted to make here a quick summarize. I will make a Mythic Plus one, especially because, like I said, it will be my main thing. For Mythic Plus is very important that you manage your cooldowns around the pulls, so that's very important that you know how will be the pulls in the dungeon. And also what is here very important is the use of the sigils, also the Sigil of Misery that you know, can prevent a lot of damage for the group. That's it for today, guys. I wanted to keep it short. I hope that's what I did. I wanted to give you a nice overview. I will put also this sheet into the description of the video. I hope you enjoy playing Demon Hunter. It's so strong at the moment. I definitely enjoy it, and I definitely will stick with it through Dragonflight, especially as long as it stays that strong. That's it. See you. Have a nice day. Have a good week. Bye-bye.